Hello, metal fabricators. Gary Hyder here, Midwest Automation. We're over here at the 3M Cam Center. We're in their Centerless finishing laboratory. We've got our RB60 wet machine behind us, and we're pretty excited. We've got a new contact drum that spins the part, be a feed drum, I should say, and it allows us to now run wet with very fine finishes. We can get down to, below 20 RA, get it down to single-digit RA, and not have any hydroplaning issues. It's a big advancement for this machine. And we'll be running a combination of Trizac belts as well as some diamond belts. And I've got Tim Martin, our senior application specialist, setting the machine up behind me here. And then Mike Brandt, who's also one of our application specialists. So we'll take a look at some parts here. Pretty darn excited. We'll see what we can do. Here we got Tim and Mike doing some initial measurements on the nitride coating, so we can document how much we're removing and the tolerance of the final part. This is the RB60. We're running the spindle RPM at 1755, feed drum speed at 7.8. The idle motor load is 44%. And then the new feed drum, you can see it's that green chartreuse feed drum, really unique material that allows us to prevent the hydroplaning on the part. If the part hydroplanes, when it's feeding into the system, under the abrasive head, it'll come spinning back, usually out the infeed side, and can launch the part. It can be very dangerous. So with this drum, it wicks the water away and allows us to get the part through the machine from right to left flow. And we'll see that here in a minute. Tim's feeding the first part in here. I'm going to set up the guide blade so we have just the right amount of pull down. We'll get the L feed here. So Tim will take some measurements now, but you can see we did remove a fair amount of nitride coating there, and we'll get the measurement on that. Tim's going to go ahead and change the belt here. We're going to go to a more traditional aluminum oxide belt, A45 Trizac, and that's 347 FC. Some of the standard features on the RB60 wet machine. We've got a self-contained paper bed filter, coolant sump. So we're running a mixture of grinding coolant and water. And that's a self-advancing paper bed filter. We've got a manual height adjustment for the head. We've got manual adjustment for the guide blade diameter. And then we've got a manual adjustment for the canting of the feed drum, which will help control the speed of the part. And we also have the feed drum potentiometer right here that helps control the feed speed of the machine. We got a VFD with a potentiometer on the belt head, motor load, and that's about it. As far as the tracking system, with a 4x90 belt, we do not need a active tracking system, so a static tracking system works just fine. I'm going to go ahead and open the door just for a second here. Show you the inside of the machine. So there we do have a pneumatic cylinder to track the abrasive belt. That's again a 4x90. We've got a 35 durometer contact drum here. You can take that contact drum off and put a Scotch-Brite wheel on. We can put on a wire brush. We can put on a buffing wheel. We can put on a cotton contact drum. So it's a very versatile machine. Lots of different abrasive media can be ran on this particular RB60, as well as all of our RB machines, starting with the RB10 for 1-inch diameter. This machine, the RB60, is up to 6-inch diameter. Minimum would be a 1/4 inch. And then we go all the way, next to the machine is an RB80, go to 8-inch diameter, and RB120, which will go to 12-inch diameter. Now, Tim's going to go ahead and fire the machine up, adjusting for the part diameter, lowering the head. Got about a 1-inch OD carbon steel piece of tubing. All right, Tim is gonna start the machine up now, adjusting the feed speed, started the coolant pump, and the abrasive head is spinning. That's the tracking adjustment mechanism, so the belt's running a little bit off to the left side, so we're gonna adjust that back, move the belt to the right. Go ahead and feed the part in. Running 70% motor load. And you can see the machine did a real nice job of removing all that rust and some of the heavy defects. And we've got a real nice starting point, either a linear grain finish that we can then refine as fine as we want to go, all the way down to a pre-buff state. That is the RB60 wet from Midwest Automation. Thank you for watching this centerless finishing video with our RB60 wet. We're going to be doing a lot more of these. This is a core product line for Midwest Automation. We acquired Randbright in 2002, and they had been building centerless finishing machines for almost 30 years prior to that, after they patented the concept that you see behind us here. So we do a lot of different applications, from electrical motor rotors to medical device tubing and hypodermic needles, all the way up to 12-inch diameter tube. So stay tuned, and we'll have a lot more coming this year with our centerless finishing product line.